LOL Podcast Season 2, Episode 19. Tonight it's just me and James. Yep. That's just how the cookie crumbles at the end of the day. Okay, so there has been not exactly much going on other than the fact that, it's been the Doublelift drama, and then it's just been LCK finished. Then we had the LPL third place match that's going to be coming up this week along with the finals. The LPL playoffs have been a really enjoyable treat to watch, actually. People who love RNG, spoiler alert, they got knocked out. Because they fucking sucked the whole fucking split so far. EDG been picking it up. It's been a pretty interesting week. How you been, man?
I've been pretty good. Like I said, I had a cold today, so my work told me to stay home, which I don't really think it was a bad thing because I just took meds and just been chilling.
Yeah, I hate being sick, man, like having a sore throat and shit, because I still go to work even though I'm sick and having a sore throat, because, like, if I call off, then the boss gets mad, and I don't want to hear her shit, and she's like, oh my god, why did you call off? And so, it's like, I'm damned if I do, if I'm damned if I don't, but people are like, well, why would you go to work if you're sick? Well, if I don't go, then I lose money, and my boss is mad at me.
Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, luckily, I'm in a job where I get a salary, so I get my money if I don't go, or if I go, like, it doesn't change. Mm-hmm. So luckily I have that on my side. Like, no matter what, if I go in today or tomorrow, like, I'm still gonna get paid the same.
Yeah.
So
I think that moving from everything that we had to deal with this spring split, so you and my other friend James, who also is on the channel, it's just weird how both your names are James, that's just weird. Both of you had the same opinion on Blabber, actually. You both really didn't think Blabber was that good, despite everybody else, sucking off his cock.
What did you say?
Holy crap, what the hell is that?
Some random ass notification in some other language. I don't know what it was.
Oh, sorry. You and my other friend James, who's on the channel, JTH, you guys both didn't think Blabber was actually that good.
I think he was okay. Like, I just feel like he was kind of put in a position where he was able to do a lot more than any other jungler could because of the team he was with. That's the position I have on Blabber. I'm not saying he's a bad player, or he's not like he's not a quality player. I just don't think he's like a outstanding player. I feel like even with the whole like what is it called? The whole like MVP vote and all that shit. In my opinion, like, he shouldn't even have received the MVP vote. Like, that should have been given to, like...
Niski.
Ultimately, I think the main two people that needed to get the MVP vote on Cloud9 were Niski and Vulcan. And in my opinion, Vulcan was the one who deserved it over anybody else. Because he's basically the main shot caller. He's the person who, like, pretty much makes all the plays in that team. Like, at least orchestrates the plays. And, like, I would say, like, probably keeps track of, like, objectives and, like, timers and shit like that. Probably gives the direction for these plays to happen. Secondly, Niski, I would say, because, like I said, if Niski or Vulcan aren't doing what they're supposed to do, what the fuck is Blabber gonna do?
Yeah,
like, that's where I'm coming from, and I know because I told you I'm a mid player, so I know, like, if I'm not doing what I need to do in my lane, like, how the fuck is the jungler gonna do anything?
Yeah, I understand. It's, I personally think that Niski was robbed, even though people always get so mad at me when I say that. Like, I was in the C9 group, and I was like, Niski definitely got robbed. But people were like, oh my god, you think Blabber's bad? Those words never even came out of my mouth. What I said was that Niski was the better player, and jungle is dictated by a lot how your solo laners play. So if your solo laners aren't playing good, then he's only going to look as good as his solo laners. And Niski shoved most of his laners in that he was facing, roamed effectively, got his team ahead, roamed so much that he got kills, so their opposition could obviously get extra waves, then it forces the enemy team's laners to back, then they come back, they have less gold. He just did so much that I felt like just got overshadowed by flashy jungle plays.
Yeah, exactly.
So what
I agree.
So what do you think about the whole Doublelift situation? Because that's the big talking point for this week is Doublelift going to TSM. then revealing in a vlog that they had all these issues going on. And we also have to talk about the competitive integrity thing, because people who are like, how would I say, clinically retarded is what I would put it. I don't even know, man.
Yeah, I mean, the situation, I feel like there's multiple perspectives to it. Like, it's not really like a huge. I don't really think it's that big of a thing, to be honest. At the end of the day, I mean, it is depending on which like perspective and which view you want to look at it on. But to be real, like, that I don't really see any like shit going on with it, and even like the double lift and like Riot and like the fucking what is it called, the
His girlfriend,
not his girlfriend, Riot, his girlfriend, like yeah, what was I saying? You're right. Lena and fucking double lift and Riot all like pretty much got looked at together, and yeah, like no one was saying anything was wrong with the whole like situation. Like, I mean, people were just saying like, oh shit, he only went to TSM because of fucking his girlfriend. Like, it's like, that makes no damn sense. Like, if you think about it, like, it's like, why the hell? Because he even said in his video, it's like, why the hell would he go to a team just for his girlfriend? That basically, with that logic, it would mean like he would go to like fucking like Golden Guardians to play for them because fucking his girlfriend's there.
Yeah,
that's not true, and it doesn't make any damn sense. So yeah, that happened with that, and then secondly, like, the whole like way it came down and like how it worked out was just so dumb. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's multiple ways to look at it, but like, originally speaking, like, it just seemed like there were so many
people,
different
just
types of perspectives. Like, people who were like saying like, oh, this is what happened, but actually this is what happened. But we were told that this was going on, but this is actually what I thought was going on. And the thing that I found most irritating about it is like the way that Double Lift was like, I'm actually kind of glad he went to TSM, because the reason why is it just felt like people were being fake on Liquid. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's what it came. That's how I perceived it based on how he explained the story and shit. And that's just really fucked up. Like, it's like he went to that team thinking that, like, you know, he was gonna be like somebody who was gonna play with his teammates and they were gonna have his back and he was gonna have their back. But it ended up turning out that like no one really gave a fuck about him, man. And I was like really like fucked up, where it's like he literally only had like, based from the way he was explaining it, he only had like the support from two people, his coach and then somebody who literally just joined the fucking team.
Oh yeah, Broxa.
Yeah, and that's pretty fucked up when you literally won 4 titles with players and they know what type of person you are, they know like your work ethic. Like, you might have had like a bad split, but like even then, like, you know, give somebody a chance, work with them. But it just sounded like they just were just like, oh, we don't give a fuck about you, like, you fucked up, like, we're just gonna go ahead and cut you off, and we're just gonna report you to the coaching staff, and that's it. Like, that's pretty much what it sounded like was going on, was like they didn't like some way he was acting. They didn't tell him directly. They were just like, oh, we're just gonna tell the coach. Or I guess the way they were trying to tell him wasn't working or something, so they just went and told the coach. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like if you and me are like close friends and we're playing on a professional team and we knew each other before we played on the professional team, we worked through all of these like goals together and we made these things happen, and we like got this level of appreciation for each other. You would think that if we had an issue, we would solve it at the lowest level first. And it just sounded to me that like no one on this team did that, and they just cared more about, like, I guess they were just being like selfish at the end of the day, is what it sounded like.
It's hard.
That's just really fucked up.
It's hard to say. Like, if we break down stuff that he said in the video, so like, obviously you said the very first thing, which was the coaching staff thing, and a lot of people have pointed out the coaching staff as a problem. And even today, Liquid announced that Kane is going to be a strategic coach, and
yeah, they're changing him.
And Tactical will be the starter ADC. I already did a news video about that, guys. Check that out if you haven't, because, you know, obviously, YouTube doesn't send out notifications. Thank you, YouTube. You're the best. and they're gonna have a new head coach. And Doublelift, the first thing he said, if I'm recalling it correctly, was that they wanted to play with he wanted specifically to play with the same roster. Now, I have a bit of an issue with that personally because the whole Xmithie angle is that he wanted to play with Xmithie, but everyone else wants to get a new jungler. Now, coming off Worlds, it's really eye-opening to a lot of players that certain people just will never be good internationally, you know? But I can see it from his perspective of wanting to play with his friend that they've won titles with. It's not like a friendship where it's like basically Sneaky beating off every split, cosplaying and shit, and not winning anything. They were friends and they're winning stuff. So that perspective I understand. But on the Xmithie thing, he has to know on a subconscious level, he has consistently lost with Xmithie internationally as well. So like, you know how he said that they've won like 5 titles in a row. You could also balance that out by saying he's lost with Xmithie just as many times though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think for him, the where it was coming from was the fact that the situation they were in, when you think about it. Like, you know, they got to the situation where they had to draft in fucking Poe Belter, who wasn't even a jungler. They had to draft in the Academy jungler, all because they, like, broke some... They tried to fix something that wasn't broken, basically. And it's like, I get that it wasn't accomplishing the end goal, but even then, it's like, I feel like there's still a give and take with that. Like, you know, they got rid of Xmithie, but the issue was that they were set back like a whole ass long time because of the whole fucking Broxa like exchange thing with him not being able to come to the States. So it's like, I feel like he was just frustrated because of the fact that he wasn't able to play with who was like working for them like domestically, and they weren't willing to give. Because I mean, I think what the way that decision was made was it wasn't really made like overall. Like it was kind of like, oh, we went to Worlds, nothing happened, we're gonna just go ahead and remove him. And I feel like that was kind of like the issue where he was coming from. It's like, you know, maybe we should just like try to run it back one more time because I don't know. But ultimately, I feel like it was just he was like, oh fuck, like. It really sucks that you guys removed them because now we're at a disadvantage because at least we would have had a jungler that was competent enough for us to do some, like, you know, to at least be a decent team until Broxy came if we had Xmithie right now. But we're just not that because we're like having to like MacGyver like a jungler until a fucking Xmithie comes. And I feel like that's where his frustration came was that. And then on top of that, like you said, like they just didn't like listen to his like request of like, you know, like reconsidering it at least, or like, you know, trying to figure out like some other like options or something like that.
But to be fair, it's a majority vote though. Like he's looking at it from a friend perspective. True. They're looking at it from a perspective of this guy kind of. It's not that Xmithie's bad. I've never said that. It's just that. Internationally, they want to succeed, and he's losing to players like Korean players who aren't even, well, Chinese players or Korean players who aren't even like the best in their roles. Like, let's look at Team Liquid in 2018 MSI. He would lose to Cuz. Cuz was literally a Korean Xmithie. Who's, you know, supposed to be the consistent guy, gets his lane.
But Cuz was like, what, like 4th or 5th best jungler or something?
Right? And let's look at Ning the following year. Ning is a coin flip jungler. Like, he's just not internationally good, and I understand why the org would want to replace him. That's just how sports work, you know? That's just how it works. And he was given multiple chances. He's went to so many Worlds, so many MSIs, and it's just not working out for him, you know? I don't understand where Doublelift is coming from that angle internationally, because he's never won with Xmithie internationally. But here, he's won with him, so that makes perfect sense. But I think that the overall issue of Team Liquid was, by the way he was describing it, they were already, you know, kind of already getting to that point where they were losing each other in a way. You know how, like, the behind-the-scene things start to build up, and then they only come out when that camel breaks the straw type saying, right? It all just fucking goes up to shit. Hey, Con, how you doing, brother?
It just been playing some Valorant with friends, been enjoying the game a whole lot. I can now see why Overwatch pros are moving to it because,
Overwatch Omega Low, man.
Exactly.
Most overrated game in the last 5 years. I swear that game is overrated. That game is not that good.
it definitely. I've never played it myself, so I don't want to talk shit on it. I just think that they put way too much money into its competitive scene. And
Way too fast,
it is
right? Remember?
slowly-
They put too much money into that game way too fast. Like, I remember when the LCS got franchised, and it took almost 8 years for the LCS to get franchised. All of a sudden, you hear Blizzard's franchise system. We're gonna have Overwatch competitive teams. It's like, what? They didn't build up any fan base.
$20 million buy-ins.
Oh, God Lord, man. There's no way they're gonna convince me that Overwatch slots should be more than LCS team slots. LCS team slots were like 10 million. Call of Duty was charging 25. Overwatch was charging 20. It's like, what?
But besides that, I guess we probably have some.
Oh yeah, sorry man,
League of
sorry dude.
Legends.
Sorry dude. Oh, Doublelift is your boy, man. So he came out with that vlog this week. So how did you feel about that, dude?
I thought there was a few things. So I thought that it was at least he did take full responsibility for a lot of his demotivational issues and things like that. But I'm not surprised the other half and kind of following everything around. TL's coaching staff just lacked
You were
leadership.
right. You called it. You were right.
And pretty much I also for me, I can't believe TL didn't announce the coaching stuff before Doublelift left. Just for me, my perspective, but it's weird because I understand why both left. It seemed like it was a lot more player issues with Doublelift than almost coaching, which is somewhat interesting in some ways because you feel like somebody like Jensen might have more empathy and understandingness of maybe somebody maybe not AKA trying their hardest and getting kind of benched. I feel for Brox the most because I don't think he wanted to come into a team with this type of drama and stuff.
I feel so bad for him, man.
I don't know if he necessarily even he's honestly he's stuck and he'll definitely play his best, but with how he's communicated with Doublelift, it seems based on what Doublelift says, kind of based on how Broxo's been talking publicly, and he seems as if he's I'm not saying he's not happy where he's at, but it's kind of I feel like he's in the same position Doublelift was probably in when they're talking about the Xmithie thing. Is that Broxo probably did not want Doublelift to leave, but everybody else in the team did. Just like Doublelift didn't want Xmithie to leave, but everybody else on the team wanted Xmithie gone.
James, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's back to what I was saying before. It's just he had his own opinion on where he stood on keeping that player, and then Liquid had what they felt about it, and it was kind of majority rules of what you're saying is I guess they saw the short game and they just we need to fix the mid jungle 2v2 if we're going to be a better team. They didn't really care about maybe trying him another chance and prioritizing that playstyle or something, but it just seemed like that was kind of what they wanted to do, and they, I guess, settled on it as a team, and they made the switch.
I still feel like they were a little too hasty in their decision. He's had that one bad split where they were in relegations, but that was years ago, and then he's had this recent bad. He's literally only maybe had 2 bad splits his whole career. I think they really messed up on that, just like TSM did. I don't believe Kabe was as bad as people made him out to be. I thought he was the 4th best ADC. Some days,
Kabe,
yeah.
I don't think they're removing Kabe because he was bad. I think they just believe that Doublelift's going to be an upgrade in their eyes. But that's why they did it. And then the timing window and everything that's occurring, it was kind of a spur in the moment. Because the way TSM's looking at it is, at least from the way I'm perceiving it, from the way they're explaining it, is they're just kind of, well, not explaining it, the way they're presenting it, is they're kind of just thinking to themselves, what is going to be the best long-term thing? That's how I think they looked at it, and they were because I'm pretty sure, ever since DL left in, what was it, 2017, that was when they were holy shit, that was something that should have never happened. And that's why when they were oh, Doublelift's looking for a team, this situation's going, it was kind of one of those situations where it was just like a business and like an asset type thing. Because if you think about it, like even in the real world, like if there is like a fucking like CEO of a company and he's wanting to buy out stocks for a certain company, he's had his eye on this company forever, and he's got to remove like X amount of assets to acquire it, like he's gonna do it no matter what. That's kind of the same situation that occurred there, where like TSM were just like, holy fuck, like Kabe is a okay player and he's done decently for us, but like this is fucking Doublelift here. Like we're gonna like do whatever we can to like get him like back on the team. And the other thing is that it can be looked at the same way like on the opposite side. Like there were like, for example, I'm pretty sure like fucking 100 Thieves, for example, like a year or two ago, when people were like, you know, memeing and saying how, like, you know, Bjergsen's fucking contract was up and he was gonna become like part. This was before they announced he became like part owner of TSM. Like a lot of people were memeing and saying like, holy shit, like 100 Thieves are gonna buy out Bjergsen and he's gonna go to 100 Thieves. Like that was like one of the biggest like or whatever in that off season. And it's the same thing in that situation. Like they don't give a fuck about no fucking Ryoma. They don't give a fuck about all these other mids. Like if Bjergsen was free and he needed a team, they would just, even if they played like a half a split, they would have just gotten rid of him to get a better player. So that's kind of like literally the situation that happened with Kabe. But I think the telltale sign, or like what's going to actually like distinguish the character of TSM, is if they fucking actually set Kabe up with, like, you know, to be able to continue. Because at least with the situation with fucking Lift, like C's been full transparency and saying like, oh, like, you know, this is going on, we're gonna have to split ways and I don't like it, but at least like I know I'm gonna set you up for success wherever you're gonna go. So he even said it like in his fucking like, you know, coaching or like roster switch video. He was like, holy shit, like I'm not feeling good about moving Doublelift to TSM because I know he's gonna like fire on all cylinders now, but I know at least he'll be in like a place where he can prosper and like he'll be like have like good like facilities to delve into and all that type of shit.
Maybe. So. I mean, yeah, he's moved to a rosters and dominated, but like I said before, I want to see that before, because just because it's happened like 3 different times doesn't mean it's gonna happen this time.
Oh, I'm not guaranteeing that's gonna occur, but I at least think from the way Steve looked at it and the way that the situation was handled, he believed strategically that was the best decision to make, and Peter believed that was what was the best thing to do, because if you realistically, he's not going to C9 and he's not going to stay in TL, so where the fuck is he gonna go?
Yeah, because people have to realize that what else roster was he gonna go to? No one's gonna go to 100. Yeah, right. Like, oh my god.
Yeah,
what a joke.
So
FlyQuest.
And the biggest issue that he had was relationships. So he's not gonna go to a team where he knows no. Like the only other team I could see him going to would be fucking other than TSM would be Immortals, because of Smithy being there. That's literally the only reason. And then
I could have seen EG potentially, Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. And then EG, because they would play around, they would replace Bing and play around him. That's the only 2 places I would ever see him going to.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to join CLG anymore. Oh my god.
Yeah. So he would rather a team where he has existing rapport and existing connections plus resources and good infrastructure. And that's why he selected TSM, because it's like he needs to, if he's going to leave TL, he's going to go to a team standing.
Because I could tell in the Liquid video that Steve did not want to replace Doublelift. I can already tell he did not want to replace Doublelift. Like the coaching staff,
I felt it too.
Made some problems. Oh my god, I don't know. So Khan, since you're I forgot, you're a higher up person at your job, right? So how would you deal with that situation?
So I think Steve at this point was too far lost. I think the coaches, I mean, if I were Steve, I would have jumped in and laid the hammer down on the coaches, obviously the minute the split fired. But the coaches should have been able to have this under control much earlier in the season. It seemed like what happened from Steve's perspective as a manager, like as a management, right? I have a team of 5-6 people. Half of my squad team does not want to play with one of the players, or has a broken trust with one of our players, even if it's like the star main player, and that other player who's also feels that same way looking back at the team and coaching, and you can try bringing everybody back together and try and be talking and forthright about it, but there's also the chance like Doublelift isn't, he's end of his contract this split, so like he had 6 months left, so there was zero guarantee that he would re-sign with Team Liquid. How they played the rest of the half the split, and it wasn't good at all. The only thing I don't like about this, and this is me looking at a business perspective, is with Steve and I think this is something the LCS needs to get out of they need to get this out of their system a bit. Like, it's nice, but it's also like it's bad. Is that he sent Doublelift to a rival org that they're competing against, and already have you already have a hard enough time branding and building a fan base and stuff. So, like, business perspective wise, you literally just gave TSM steroids. Not even if they play well or don't do well. Like, they're just to get steroids from their income with Doublelift coming back, from people buying TSM stuff, them getting like more content perspective, and two, like, let's just look down the line. What happens if you have a third seed matchup, TSM versus TL, and you're looking on the other side and you see Doublelift there, and you literally traded him away for money. Like, you didn't get anything in return besides money. Like, how? Like, you're gonna look like a stupid person for just giving him away for kind of, honestly, for free, because they picked up the contract, they have money, but like, there should be, like, I know people get all mad when there's like, oh, they're putting them in contract hell, all this stuff, but it's like, this is like a competitive franchise system scene. Like,
yeah, I agree.
You shouldn't be giving your teams you're competing against an advantage by giving them players for free. And as far as like what Steve was stuck with, like, he has to get rid of the coaches, and that was obvious. I'm interested to see who they pick up, because, like, obviously you can coach remotely right now, but like, they can't really bring anybody in from out of other countries unless they're a U.S. citizen, because like all new visas and everything have pretty much been suspended by the government. So you're not going to be able to fly in like a Yamato Cannon or a Young Buck to the U.S. because they just won't get their visas approved.
Well, there's a rumor right now that LS is going to...
If they pick up LS, they might as well just commit career suicide. Because the guy is a horrible person and a coach. Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, Con.
No, legit, though.
God.
I saw that yesterday. Somebody, I think there was like a video. Somebody was like, LS like teases like potential coaching position, and it was like him streaming. There's a huge announcement coming. I can't say it just yet because it hasn't been worked out yet, but there's a huge announcement coming, and everybody was like, "Holy shit, are you about to coach a fucking NA team?"
Ooh.
And like he like responded and was like,
"That little happy face,
say.
the little happy face shit."
Yeah.
Yeah. And like LS, like, well, half positive about LS is he's going to be more upfront with players. He's going to talk about players, but the other bad half is like he doesn't work well with people.
Yeah.
So like he goes too far on that like upfront messaging, and like he belittles people. It's one thing to be upfront and have strong communication as a leader. You need that. It's another thing to consistently make jabs, and he has too much public time in the scene as an analyst, flaming players and flaming individuals for decisions they make, that if you actually bring him in as a head coach, it's going to be tough, I think, to get a team 100% behind him and fully behind him, because you're always going to have that in this background where like maybe he was calling Genshin a shithead or calling Impact a bot, like things like that. And that's the type of stuff you don't want in a coach or anything like that at all.
The one thing I will say is that did he ever do like reviews of TL's games and probably why they weren't that good this split? If he did, and he called them stuff like that, or if he did, I don't know. I'm not saying he did, but those players, if they've heard this stuff, it's hard to believe that they would have a good working relationship with Ellis. I'm not saying Ellis is a bad person. Obviously, I've never talked to him, but I think that pro players look at these guys differently. Like, he comes off as a person who's speaking with absolutes, and I can tell that pro players don't like that, because obviously they've spoken multiple interviews where pro players have said the game is not dictated by how most people think it is. It just doesn't go that way. LS literally thinks that. Like, he just 100% thinks that. He thinks the game should be ran a certain way. So how's that going to really benefit them, you know? That's just what I think personally. On the TSM thing, the only thing I've heard is that if Dardoch doesn't really work out, or if they're having, like, team issues, they could be starting, what's his name? Spica?
Yeah, Spica.
Oh, God.
But that would fucking suck. That would be even worse.
Yikes. Oh, my God. Big yikes on that
Please
one.
don't go back to that.
Oh, shit. I
honestly would rather just keep Dardoch than fucking...
I think Dardoch's gonna work just fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's proven himself. Like, I know he didn't end this, like, last series very well and stuff, but I think he's proved himself with TSM that he's a decent jungler. He obviously has a great connection with Broken Blade, and they haven't had this type of top jungle connection since the Odd One and Dyrus days.
man.
I honestly feel like it's gonna end up coming down to if they make coaching changes in the off season, or if they, like, change the way. Because I'm pretty sure, at least from what I've seen, I don't know if you know, but, like, fucking Bjergsen and Doublelift are already, like, doing, like, every day. So I don't know if it ends up being that, like, Doublelift's going to end up being, like, the primary shot caller, like, the secondary shot caller. But it's going to depend on that shot calling interaction with whatever jungler they have, or if they make, like, a change in, like, the coaching staff is going to end up, like, showing, like, how Dardoch is going to, like, be incorporated into the roster. Because I feel like Dardoch is not a bad jungler. It's just the fucking way that coaching was done this last year, like, was just so fucking shit. Like, it just really irritated me, like, with the way that drafts were handled, and, like, the way that, like, they were utilizing the assets of the team. Like, that just, I think that was the biggest issue. Because you saw, like, the games that they put Dardoch on his comfort picks, or, like, the picks that actually, like, he was able to take over games with, like, he actually performed above average. But it's like when they try to use the whole, like, you know, the meme of, like, the Bjergsen ward, like, selections, like, that's where he was, like, kind of altering, because, like, the way that they were putting him on the Jarvan and Sejuani, were like, oh, you have to engage here, and if you don't engage here, then everything is lost pretty much. He basically got into, like, a position wasn't comfortable, and he would just do or dying, like, every game. That just turned into, like, turbo ends, which is what we saw, like, in the fucking playoffs. So I feel like if he gets a coach that's, like, fucking what's his face, Westrice, who handles basically who handles draft and understands, like the potential that Dardoch has, then he can actually perform at that same level. Because I feel like Dardoch is not, like, I feel like we have not seen. A lot of people were conversating, because I remember I watched a video of, like, Thorn talking about, like, TSM, like, leaving playoffs and shit. And people were like, oh, is this going to be, like, the end of Dardoch? Like, do you think he's done? Like, do you think he's going to get kicked off? Like, because a lot of people are saying if he gets kicked off of TSM, he's probably going to have finding another team. But at the same time, like, people were saying, you know, there's a potential that if they do change things, like, if they change man coaching, if they change, like, with DL coming in, if they, like, change the way they go, like, shot calling and, like, you know, like, going about making plays and stuff, and actually utilize him, then maybe he can turn around. But I agree with Kondo. I feel, as far as, like, synergy and stuff, he's not bad, but I feel like
they're not letting him play, like, he's not, like, popping off.
Yes, to flourish, like, at the highest level, because they're going to do better. I feel like they are going to do better with the fly. Like, I feel like they are going to do a little better, but for them to, like, completely, like, get to their, like, highest high is going to be, because they already displayed that they can carry from top jungle, but they need to be able to use Dardoch to actually do more than just top. Like, he needs to be able to start doing the mid jungle and be able to, like, be a little bit more, like, more of his own, like, because he can. If I ever watch the TSM communicate, project what he's doing to do, and like he relays information and he's like vocal. Like I feel like they need to give him more of like a leadership role in the jungle.
Well, I think the big thing for TSM was they just need a mid-late game shot caller. Like early game, going into mid game, they were leading a lot of games. They just stalled out in the mid game, and late game, it was like watching trains trying to ride themselves off a mountain because they just didn't know what to do late game. And like, I'm not going to fault that all on Dardoch, Broken Blade, Bjergsen, all the team. I mean, I'm not going to fault Dardoch individually for that, because that's like a problem that TSM has had ever since Doublelift left in a way.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like they're probably going to patch that over, I would assume, with Doublelift coming into the team. There's going to be a little bit more direction onto that, because Doublelift is always like a late carry, and he like kind of knows what he needs to do to like carry late game team fights, so he's probably going to like put in some extra words or two when it gets to that type of point. But I feel like ultimately, like, they're gonna need to do. I'm hoping that there is a change in like coaching staff offseason. I think it's pretty likely, but
James,
we'll have to wait and see. What?
Midway through your sentences, you're like a little bit in and out. Is that your internet?
I heard him just fine, actually.
Really? Oh, weird.
No,
it might be just me. Sorry. Yeah, keep continuing.
Sorry. Yeah, I was just saying, like, I just feel like I think it's pretty likely that they make changes in the coaching staff, but I think like that's going to be a pretty big thing that's going to have to happen, because it's just sad. Like when you think about it, like there's huge potential in the players. It's ridiculous. Like they should be like the no doubt second best team, but it's like for some reason there's just a disconnect with the synergy or the playmaking or the shot playing and the drafts, and they need a coach who's going to be like, they need a fucking like a charismatic, like, like a level-headed and grounded coach is going to be like, this is what we're going to fucking play. Like, there's no bullshit. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And this is the reason why we're playing it. And this is what we're going to do at this part of the game, that part of the game, that part of the game. They need somebody, because the issue that happened last season was that like Peter Zhang, like, it's not that like he was like a bad person or anything. It's just he wasn't that type of coach. He kind of was like the type of coach where he even said it like in interviews and stuff. He was the type of coach where he was like the people's coach, and he would kind of just give people like basic information as far as the coach, and then he would leave it up to like the players to like fucking decide what they're gonna do. Like, of course, he would like tell people like in VODs and shit, review later, and be like, oh, this wasn't the best play because of blah 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 blah. But you don't need that type of coach. You need somebody that to be like, oh, this is the issue that you're having, and to fix it, this. And you need to be playing this because playing that. Like, they need that type of coach that's just going to be like concrete direction, So that's what I'm expecting to make them better, as far as like, making that shot calling and that like point A to point B direction a little bit more fluid for them going into summer.
Some nice takes. The last thing I'll touch on for this specifically, or a few things, is people saying that Tactical will never reach the same heights as Doublelift. I mean, I don't like to put asterisks on players like that. Some people say, oh, well, this is what I was given, so that's how I have to think of the player. No. Like, you never should think that. He was given literally three competitive games, right? Roughly, during the split? 2 wins, 1 loss, right? Like, I'm not saying he'll be as successful as Doublelift. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, people saying he's not going to be good, it's like, that's just stupid. Like, we've not seen much out of him. I don't count Academy, and I only see, like, the 3 games that I saw. I want to see more of him. Like, people did the same thing with Blabber. I mean, Blabber came out pretty good.
What are you talking about?
I don't think in general, I think people are so quick on putting people down whenever they're new players. Think of it this way.
What player are you guys talking about right now? Spica?
Tactical.
Oh, Tactical.
So
Tactical will do fine. He's fucking rank 1 in NA right now.
Ew.
Yeah. So like Tactical, you can't tell a player who hasn't played competitive scene before if they can reach the heights of Doublelift or not. But like to put this in perspective, Core JJ was an 80 carry on Dignitas.
I remember
in America in the LCS, and literally left and became the support of Samsung Galaxy. Went to Worlds Finals that year, then won Worlds Finals the next year. Like, you don't know when players are going to reach their peak and reach or not, no matter what the people are. Like, if you told people that season that Corey JJ would be considered like the LCS MVP in 2019, that he would be at the World Finals twice, winning them one, they would have laughed your heads off. There's no way that's ever true. And like now he's one of the
I didn't
most
know he used to be an
respected.
AD carry.
Yeah,
He was
an ADC. He played on
He was like
Dignitas.
Cutie Pie's like first big replacement.
Mm-hmm.
He was an Academy fucking ADC.
No,
No.
he was an LCS.
He was an LCS. He played on Dignitas when they had the shittiest roster ever. Oh my god, they had Gamsu and shit. Oh my god.
But,
Did
like,
he play in like LCK before that or something? And they just brought him over.
He might have been LCK or LCK Challenger.
I think
like,
he was a backup player for a team.
Yeah,
I think.
but he was an AD carry back then, and then
But-
he like role swapped.
Mhm.
And obviously went good. So like, I think Tactical has any type of potential. Like he has good
Mhm.
players around him. You know, he could be like a Wild Turtle player where he
Mhm.
comes out and replaces somebody and plays really, really well. And
Mhm.
like that's in, like I know people think of Wild Turtle now. It's like, haha, he flashes, he's not that great. But like he can Wild Turtle back then. Yeah, I think he's still good now. But back then, like
Mhm.
that was a big pump, and he performed a lot better than people might have thought. So I think Tactical has that potential. I don't see like. He might not live up to Doublelift. He might do better than Doublelift. Who knows?
Yeah.
He has the whole like he's brand new. Doublelift was here since season 1. He is like literally the best North American player ever, and it's obviously tough to replace or compare to somebody who's been around for 10 seasons and who has had so much success recently when it comes to LCS championships.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah, the main point of what you're saying is that people shouldn't be so quick to say he's not going to achieve anything. He's not going to be good. That's like I hate putting asterisks on players like that. Like people like Apollo, I could put asterisks on like that because we've seen enough out of him. Tactical is literally a new player, and people are saying, "Oh, well, he's not going to achieve anything." You do not even know that. Or if you could predict the future, no one would tell me that Cloud9 would get to semifinals of Worlds in 2018. If you told me that, I think you're stupid. It's just that
He'll definitely do okay.
yeah. And then the last thing I want to talk about, because we haven't talked about this yet, is the whole competitive integrity thing. So, after meeting Doublelift last year at the LCS, I can pretty much guarantee nothing happened, pretty much. I think he's not the person to do that. I've never met his girlfriend, the new one, but looking at how she's been on social media and her Twitch streams, I don't think she's a bad person. I don't think that Doublelift sabotaged TL split just to go to TSM. Why would he purposely ruin his career just to go with his girlfriend? Like, that in itself is crazy. That's just me personally. I just don't think nothing happened. I think TL wanted a change, and they got their change. But I don't know how you guys feel about that so far.
I think it's a big joke pushed by two people that love to make drama. I mean, look at it this way. Monte Cristo works for C9 right now.
Mhm.
Guess whose wife worked for C9 right before he joined?
Monte Cristos.
Monte Cristo's.
Yeah.
I gotta go. I'm getting called though, so I'll catch you guys later.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it's that big of a fucking deal.
Mhm.
Like, I feel like people are just blowing it out of proportion.
Yeah, I think people just like to shit on people. Oh, now I got you, Doublelift. I've waited for you to fall down so I can get you. Like, no, it's literally not that big a deal. Team Liquid even said they offered a trade. They did it.
Yeah.
In their own words, they're like, hey, we are putting Doublelift up for trade. People, randomly, nobody, like literally no one, poaching. Like, bro, come on. Like, that's so dumb. And he was on TL clapping TSM. No one said anything then. About him dating, what's her name? Lena. Well, but now, he went to TSM. Now, no, literally, guys, realistically think to yourself and use your brains. Where else is he gonna go? No one's gonna go to Golden Garbage, Int Mortals,
Yeah, exactly.
100 L's, fucking, what's the other one? What's the other team I'm not thinking of right now? Yeah, like, I've listed 4 shitty teams.
Toss.
Dignitrash, Counter Logic losers. Like, no one's going to those teams. Like, and if you go to those teams, I'd rather just take off a split. Like you said before, I wouldn't play on those teams. Fuck that shit. You better give me some star rosters for
He
that.
legitimately said if he didn't go to a team, he said he would rather retire than go to those teams. That's what he said specifically on the video.
Like, the top 3 teams in North America right now, because CLG's not been a
The
top
two
team.
that he called out were fucking Golden Guardians and CG. He was like, I'm not going to either of those teams. I'd rather. Yeah,
It's
that's
just
crazy.
like right now, since CLG is not a top tier team, who are the top tier teams? Cloud9's always been in one, and the TSM. Well, he can't go to C9 right now. I think Doublelift will never play on C9. Just personally, as like his personality, I think he'll never play on C9. So he can't go to C9. And
Yeah.
then you also have TSM, which is another great option. And he literally just got off TL. Who is the other top tier org? People. Ding, ding, ding. Oh my god, it is TSM. Now, it just so happens that his girlfriend does work there. I get now why people would think something happened, but I truly believe from meeting him, I think nothing happened personally. Like, why would he risk his career and getting canceled by the community and risk himself getting... Guys, he lives in LA. Living in LA is not cheap. He could be sued for millions of dollars, potentially. Like, a lawsuit could come on for poaching. Like, poaching is very, very serious in sports, I just personally think that people are just retarded as fuck. I don't know how to say it pretty much more than that. Like, you guys are just being retarded. Like, if you think Doublelift tank TL split to get with lean on TSM, take your phone, chuck it in the water, and turn off social media because you're just fucking stupid. I should be publicly allowed to let you know how fucking retarded you are because, like, your mom should be sad you even think this way. Because I just can't comprehend why anybody would think that. Like, I'm Team Liquid. I offer a trade. TSM, I'll give you money for it. Oh, Team Liquid, perfect. Now we can start tactical. Everything good to go. Like, come on. Like, bro, I'm sorry I gotta be a little mean, but it's just stupid.
Yeah, I feel like it was just kind of like a mutual agreement thing. I mean, it was just what was best for that situation. Like, that's how I look at it. Like, people were like, oh, like, this was bad because, I mean, of course, like, Steve knows, like, it kind of sucks to lose that type of player, but at the same time, like, going on his team, it had to happen.
But to be fair, I mean, remember, they did gain a lot of fans from Doublelift being there, which he said, I mean, he did make people fans of certain teams. I'm sorry if you guys are still fans of CLG. I don't know what they've did for you in the past. I don't know how long, actually, to make you still consistently be their fan. But if you're still a CLG fan, God, okay. I mean, I respect you personally for that.
Dude, that's like fucking... So TSM hasn't made Worlds for the last 2 years.
And they're still more popular.
Imagine if fucking... No, well, my point is, like, imagine if they didn't make Worlds for, like, 5 years. That's fucking CLG. Like, that's literally... I'm not even kidding. Like, it would take that long for people to probably, like, stop being TSM fans.
I don't think people will ever stop being TSM fans. I think TSM are literally the Dallas Cowboys of League. People love to shit on them. People love to talk about them. But they're always in the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, they're always there.
Well, they always have... TSM's like the team where it's like... They're like the Yankees, basically.
Or Yankees, yeah. I'll use that. That's better.
They're that team where, like, no matter what, people don't rule them out because it's, like, on any given Sunday. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. Like, I mean, of course they have lost lately, but they always are going to have Bjergsen, and they're always going to have, like, a stake in the conversation. They're always going to have a chance of, like, still being relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even this year, like, they didn't make fucking finals, but at least, like, they made top 4 best teams, and, even then it was, like,
I'm going to help your point out.
Internal issues.
I'm going to help your point out, actually. TSM, this spring split, has the highest viewed matches among any LCS team outside of Cloud9, because obviously they were insanely popular. They also dominated the split. Looking at the stats for this year, TSM has dominated, like, they're the most popular team for the LCS. This split in general. Their matches include some of the most highest I've seen in a while. Like, the very first week, the Immortals hour-long game where everybody's running around with their heads cut off. That game got 387,000 people. And the other games that were popular were either TSMs and you have the final between C9 and FlyQuest. So, the most popular games were TSM Immortals Week 1, C9 FlyQuest Spring Split Final, TSM FlyQuest, the round 2 playoffs where TSM was obviously when they lost to FlyQuest and got locked in for 4th, TSM EG Week 2, Day 2. It's like, what a random ass game!
Yeah.
And then obviously the El Clasico TSM versus C9, that's always going to be highly viewed by the Vase. So 1, 2, 3, 4 TSM games are the highest of the split. TSM will, in my own personal opinion, never go out of being popular. I just think that, personally, for them, this is a good thing for them, and I think if you believe Doublelift sabotaged Liquid's split to go to TSM for Lena, your brain is probably fried, and you need to go back inside whatever hole you came out of. Because from what Doublelift was talking about, they had issues before. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, people need to realize that just because you're winning doesn't mean a team doesn't have issues. Like, remember, you weren't around for this period, but G2 came into the EULCS, they dominated, basically fisted everyone in the ass, pretty much. Perks revealed they had internal issues when they won. Like, just because you're winning doesn't mean you don't... Yeah, he's even said it. Just because you're winning doesn't mean you don't have issues. It's just that they get what's that word? Subsidized for winning. Like, winning is a cure to a lot of things. That's just how I look at things personally.
Yeah, these teams think that.
And we'll jump to the next point before we go to a free topic, which is the LCS viewership is actually going down. Not even kidding. The LCS viewership is way down. 6 LEC teams were more popular than LCS teams. The only 2 popular LCS teams by these viewer read records and stats are TSM and Cloud9. Cloud9, I can see why their games didn't have as much viewers as TSM's, because most people literally saw if C9 was facing anybody, it was going to be a win. That makes it understandable, because you already know who's going to win, so you don't really watch. The Cloud9 games, I guarantee you, most of them were probably watched off like VODs and shit. That's fine. How the fuck is Schalke more popular than someone like Team Liquid? Like,
that's actually kind of funny.
Well, maybe it was because of that Forgiven situation, maybe. But okay, outside of that one, how the fuck is XL Esports more popular than Team Liquid? XL's a joke. If you guys have watched LEC, XL is a joke. XL tried.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Mickey as her. Oh, good lord. Okay, I don't want to clown on them. Like, G2 number 1, Fnatic, Origin, Misfits, Mad Lions are the top 5 most viewed teams for the West. G2, obviously, Fnatic, I mean, they're just super insanely popular. G2 is like the best team of the West. Fnatic has Reckless. You guys know the story. Origin play the most boring games I have ever seen in my life. They make me want to shoot my fucking brains out, and they have more viewers with their shitty-ass playstyle over half of the North American fan base. How's that even possible?
I didn't know that,
shitting you not. They've had a concurrent 227,000 people... Well, sorry, 227,000 people watch their games. TSM and Cloud9 have 213 and 208. Literally, the number is G2, Fnatic, Origin, the top 3, Misfits, Mad Lion, TSM for 6, XL, Rogue, Cloud9, Schalke. There's only 2 LCS teams on here, based on average viewers. That means people don't give a fuck about the LCS, which is what I'm trying to get a point to for people who are obviously listening to this. This is, like, I'm not trying to make this, like, a serious thing, but it kind of is, though. Like, Liquid were so popular last year when they were winning a lot. People just didn't give a fuck about them anymore. Like, how do you justify Origin having more viewers than Liquid? Origin is like, I don't even know, watching paint dry? Watching the sea go back and forth and shit? God damn. And then fucking, they have the nerve to tell people that they don't play slow when I literally saw them 8 weeks play slow. Mind blown. Misfits have more people watching their games. Misfits. Dude, help me.
Crazy.
I understand Mad Lions. They have a big Spanish fan base. That's fine. There's a lot of Spanish viewers for everything. Like, the Indian, Spanish, German, those fan bases are big, and I wish they got more attention in anything. I can understand why Mad Lions have a lot of fans watching their games, but what? XL Esports have more people watching their games than someone like 100 Thieves, FlyQuest. You know, XL is a 7th place bottom feeder, useless, shitty team. Like, someone help me. James, help me comprehend something. My brain is gonna die.
I don't understand how that they have that.
I swear to you. I'll save the image right now and I'll show it to you right now. This shit, you can't make this shit up. Good lord, you cannot make the here. Look at that shit. Hold on. Did it go? Did it go? No, didn't go yet. It should have went. Drag and drop. Let me show you right. It should have went. Fucking Discord and shit. Oh my god. Drag and drop. No. Yes. Upload. It should be going right now. Okay, just look at that. Okay. What the hell is this? Okay, that's fine. Like, you look how shitty that is? The LCS, man, it's getting pathetic,
Whoa.
dude. Yeah, like people. That's why I
Mad
brought this up.
Lions has more viewers than TSM.
That's not that. Like, there's a like. I understand why they have a lot of viewers.
Rogue has more viewers than Cloud9. What the fuck?
Average. This is this is not like the hardcore fans. This is the average person watching. The average person, like a random Joe Blow who doesn't give a fuck about half these teams. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's actually pretty crazy.
Now this is for the LEC's most popular matches. Now this is obviously playoffs, so obviously it's going to be a little bit more different. So you like the context of this is so big. Like the LEC is just destroying the LCS in viewership. I think it's because we haven't done anything internationally significantly to keep viewers' attention, and people know that LCS is degrading in like it's not content. The content's fine. I love their content. I love the LCS content. It's just the teams, man. These teams are whack. And people ask me, why do you root for G2? Because they're not whack, and they're not some loser, trash, shitty team that you root for. Fucking CLG fans and shit. Oh my god. Because they're not losers.
CLG.
I'm so mean.
Who in there? Who? I'm just trying to imagine who the fuck plays for that, like, supports that team.
People who.
Then again, there are people who supported FlyQuest every fucking year.
Don't make fun of my boy Isasha. He's cool. But, bro, if you're watching this, bro, I don't know how you supported FlyQuest all these years, man. I don't know what they did for him, bro. Like, I love you, man. I love you watching, man. But, like, it's not even just that. It's like, look at this. This is horrible. This is a landslide. 7th place, 8th place, bottom feeder LEC teams have more viewers than average LCS teams who are in like 4th to 3rd place. Now, I can understand EG and Immortals kind of not being there because they have to, Immortals just came back after 2017, after they got kicked out because of the whole Noah Winston thing and he can't manage money or some shit. EG just came back. That's fine. Immortals and EG, that's perfectly fine. Why they don't have a big fan base yet. Fine. Why the hell is Team Liquid not here? They won 4 back-to-back splits.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's really crazy. That's like, dude.
Basically, it's like people forgot like who the fuck that team was. Basically.
Now, for the Cloud9 angle, I don't want to say this, but it does sound kind of true. It seems like with Sneaky leaving, they did lose a considerable amount of people watching, but I don't think it was that big personally. Because I still think a lot of Sneaky fans watched to see if they would fail. You know what I mean? Like, you still have those haters who left, but you still have those haters who want to see you fail. So they still watch their games, and then they got their shit caved in when we won the split. Fuck you, haters out there. But, how about a team like 100 Thieves? FlyQuest. No one's watching Golden Guardians games. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, personally, but I watch them, so... Because I have no life and shit. Like, 100 Thieves, 100 Thieves, FlyQuest. Who else is a team I'm forgetting? Dignitas. Like, help me out here, man. Like, what the hell's going on? Most people are probably gonna assume
I'm lost.
Bro, most people are probably gonna assume I'm freaking out for no reason. I'm not freaking out. Look at these numbers. These numbers do not lie. These are people actually watching the games.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
Like, I just don't know, man. What the hell's going on with the LCS? What the hell's going on, bro?
It's probably just people in America.
Oh, I could understand why too. Remember how they did that whole Monday Night League thing?
Shit.
That could be a big problem too because we did get a lot of viewers from EU.
Aren't fucking watching that shit.
It's not because they don't want to though. It's because remember they switched it. Yeah, but that's the issue is that it didn't. Maybe the Monday Night League thing, the timing of it.
I actually totally forgot about that.
Because this is the issue is that I feel like they should put those games. I don't know. I like Monday Night League. I like watching games on Monday. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But if it's gonna cause viewership problems, I say just remove it, man. Like EU people don't like North America, but watch the LCS, and they might not like us, but I'll take the viewership. It's literally that's a big chunk of viewers because people said, oh, EU's not that big for viewers. You're fucking high as fuck if you believe that. What is what? Like. I personally think we got to get those EU viewers back.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is shocking, isn't it? This is shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, I had no idea those even exist.
Oh man, dude, holy crap! Well, the league stuff is over, unless you watched the LPL this week. Oh, yeah, you did, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
I watched fucking FPX lose to JDG.
Get their shit caved in. Talk about deja vu, dude. JDG beat them last spring with the worst roster. They had washed up 2014 Imp.
Did they really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Remember, that's what the cast were talking about. The casters, talked about JDG beating them last spring. JDG last spring had washed up Imp.
Imp.
Washed up Imp beat
That's
FPX.
such an old player.
And then this year they lost again. They lost 2 springs in a row to JDG. This is some deja vu shit, man.
Let's see if they actually do anything in Worlds this year, though. If it happens, that is. But
and IG, I don't know. IG played like they all. IG, I think, straight up smoked weed, shoved it in their asses, and decided to actually not play League. I don't know what I don't know what I saw in those guys. Holy shit, those guys played bad last night. That's so uncharacteristic of them. Like, this is also not the first time they've lost in spring too. When they were first place, remember they lost first place to RNG. When they were just dominating and they went like 18-1 in the regular split. This is not like the first time they've lost. Yeah, remember, this is not the first time they've lost spring either. It's like, I mean, you gotta. This is like the most hyped up third place match I've seen in a while. But if you look at the games, it's just not hype. They played like dog shit. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's kind of the exciting deal, though. At least, like, they have
such world-class teams where, like, no one's safe.
Yeah, they always have somebody who can compete with the top dogs and, like, take their bread on any given day.
So, who do you think's gonna win, Top or JDG? I think JDG's gonna win.
Really?
Yeah, I think JDG wins this.
I feel like Top's gonna win.
Ooh, god damn. We should make a bet. Whoever wins...
Well, fucking Knight is just so good.
Alright, so I'm gonna make a small bet with you. If Top Esports wins, I'll gift you a $5 to $10 skin. Is that cool?
Yeah.
If I win, I get a $5 to $10 skin from you.
Okay.
Imaginary shake? Internet shake over the hands?
I'm fine with that. It's not really that much money.
Any champion you want. If it's fucking Lux, okay.
I don't play Lux.
Oh, thank God. He played mid. You don't play Lux and Clyde for Elo?
Hell
Easy?
no.
Oh, he's like, I got standards.
That shit is so fucking troll. I just can't play, like, there's certain champions in the game where it's like, I just find no enjoyment playing them, even if they're viable.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, I'm a top lane
they're just cringe. Like, it just, I have to like the character and, like, what they fucking, like, stand for to play them. Like, I've never... Like, Lux is just one of those champions that's so fucking cringe.
Bro, like, I did the same thing with Urgot. Like, I'm a top lane mate, and I just can't. Urgot is so cringe to play. It's just, ugh.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It's like, I sit here, shoot you, flip you over, and chain you up? What the fuck?
For me, it's just because, like, why the fuck am I gonna play, like, with, like, fucking light abilities? And her fucking, like, voice is so, like, cringy. It just makes me want up.
I'm not gonna lie though, the one thing I like about Lux is that Star Guardian skin that she has, but outside of that, yeah, dude, when I was playing mid lane, I didn't like her either. Like, I've been playing so long that I've mained every single role at this point, but I choose to play just top or ADC if I want to actually have roles. Like, I would rather choose to play Syndra, shoot my load too soon, than play fucking Lux. Like, I don't know. People get stopped by Lux and low elo. How? You simply sidestep shit.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But that's the thing. That's the other reason I don't like her is because she always gets fed in fucking low elo.
Yeah, right?
Like, always. Like, it never fails. It's so fucking annoying.
That's so true.
When she's on the enemy team and she's playing support, like,
6
she ends up being
0.
the AP carry.
Yeah,
and then once you end up grouping, she's like, has fucking 2 items and one-shotting. And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? And you're like, oh shit, I forgot. I'm in fucking gold with fucking
troll-ass
players
people who think they can play LCS shit.
Abilities.
They'll fucking play like Cassiopeia, Zoe bot lanes, get their shit caved in, and have the nerve to AFK my ass. Fuck you. God damn.
So that's another reason why I don't like her. Fucking Brand, too. Like, these champions are just so, like, stupid. Brand, Lux. What's another one? It's fucking Mage.
Oh.
God
God
Annie.
damn. It's just
Another one.
Annie. Oh my god, dude. Annie, Yasuo, Lux, Riven. Oh my. Zed. Zed takes such a high skill cap to execute, and in every single
That is
game.
just annoying.
But even like you don't go mid. The enemy Zed is like 9-0, just eating people's asses out. Your mid laner is like 0-9, claiming he never got a jungle gank. He did, but he secretly just can't follow up on shit, and he lost all his CS.
But in my opinion, like it's just so dumb. Like I feel like Zed's just not a good champion. If you know how to play mid, like you should never lose to Zed. The thing about like there's a lot of champions in this game where like they can only literally like kill you in lane. And once they kill you in lane a couple of times, get to like that 15 to 20 minute mark, they're just fucking useless. Like they can't do anything in team fights. They can't like survive like at all. Like Zed's one of those champions. Literally all he just uses on somebody and like
even
if he doesn't get chain CC'd.
Even Faker said like you can't play Zed competitively anymore. That's just not, he just can't function anymore. Like back in the day, burst assassins were the meta. Obviously, that's why you played.
Well, there's too much CC in the game now, and there's too many like tanky champions, slows, and like silences and all these things. If you're gonna play a champion, that's why like if you ever look at the stats, like the fucking assassins are even stronger right now, or like Fizz, Diana, like these champions that like have either like innate tankiness or like are super slippery. So like if they were to like engage, they can like either like have this team fighting like ability, or they like Fizz with his E, and then Diana is just fucking tanky, like has built-in tank stats with like being an assassin. But it's like Zed, Yasuo's Feast or Famine. Zed falls off. Fucking who's another one?
Oh fuck! There's always this classic mid lane champion. I don't know if you Galio. Galio's like one of those obscure mid lane picks.
Galio is good, but he's only good if you're like really good at like lane manipulation and roaming.
He's like that one champion where like you'll get him in a rank and you're like, oh fucking Galio's on team. It's free as fuck. Galio's like 6-0, just as punching. What's that thing he does? Just as punching and taunting everyone. And it's like, I can't do anything. This guy's just too tanking. Like, Galio's one of them. Oh, Katarina! I forgot, Katarina!
That champion is so stupid. People don't respect it.
Yeah.
The biggest, all that champion wants to do is kill you one time in lane and
just run you over.
Bottom. That's all it wants to do. Go bottom and kamikaze and get killed. Because all that champion does is, all champion needs is kills. Doesn't matter if they die. They just need to get more and more items, and then as the game progresses, they can fucking jump into team fights and Shunpo and use their ultimate and kill multiple people and all that type of shit. That's another like annoying one. But even like Talon like if he dies a couple of times, he just becomes.
Oh yeah, Talon's one of those Feast or Famine champions too. If Talon's ahead, game's
all
over.
Of the AD like assassins basically. Like if they get behind, like it's might as well be a 4-5. Because they're not going to fucking kill anybody. And they're just assassins, so it's like, what other use do you have? You have no CC, you have, like, utility. Like, that's why, like, me, like, the whole time I played League, I've only played one assassin, like, thoroughly, and, like, actually used him, like,
they just aren't my
games.
Honestly,
that was Echo.
They just aren't my playstyle, man.
Echo is actually versatile.
They just aren't my playstyle, man. Like, because they're too coin flippy. Like, my playstyle wouldn't really fit an assassin. Like, if I'm feeling, like,
I like to be able to. I'm like, whenever I play mid, I like to be very like
carry oriented, or
I'm carry oriented, but I'm like
careful control mage player.
I care more. No, I care more about the team fighting. So I play like Rumble. I play like Aurelion Sol. Like sometimes Malzahar, sometimes Galio. Like Echo and Rumble are my two best champions playing. But I normally like always want to play like I always focus more on farming and roaming, and then being like really like clutch in team fights is pretty much what I like focus on playing. I don't want to play a champion that only can do one thing. Like I want to be able to like have multiple different like avenues to like win a game, or like multiple different avenues to like team fight.
You want to be a player that has an impact in the game from start to finish, pretty much.
Yeah, because that's why like I even told people like I'm not gonna ever play Zed or Yasuo. Like why would I play those champions if I can Echo? a champion who has like a built-in CC, literally dash to any wall, can like reverse position, can split push, because Echo can basically be a split pusher, he can be an assassin, he can be a mage, multiple different play styles, and it's just like super versatile. And then Rumble is just scales super nicely. Team fight very well. If you master him, like I mastered him, pretty much win almost every 1v1, unless it's like against like a really broke bruiser like fucking Riven or somebody like can just chain CCU. But yeah, like I've always been that type of player that just try to do the most influence on the game and in team fights for my team.
I have you ever got those games where like you chose a different champion specifically for something and it works out, but the rest of your team is like feeding, whereas you could feel like you could win with your comfort champion, carry that shit, and then you would win.
Actually.
Yeah, man. Like when I'm playing Syndra,
like I've like counter picked before.
Yeah, and then you win,
but then I'm like, your team just picked like my main champ.
Yeah,
I would have been able to just like hard carry. Yeah, I've done that before where like I fucking what is it? Like Rise or something into a Akali. Because Rise counters Akali.
Oh yeah, dude. I wanted to shit face Akali so badly when that's happening. Godlay, man. What the fuck is going on? What the?
What?
Buy some of your clothes. Oh, my bad. Sorry, wrong thing. Gosh, like I'll be playing like Syndra and shit, and I'll be winning the game, just bursting people out, and then my teammates will be winning too. But time I get that counter pick mid, my team just decides to they go on a feeding spree. They're feeding harder than the Red Cross and shit. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
Bot lane 0-18 by 10 minutes in. You're like, all right, this game's over. It's literally over. Dude, him and
it gets bad.
Wait, Lina sources TSM President's Lina Discord messages show org approached players under what the fuck?
What?
No, this just came up right now. This is updated. This was updated today. TSM's President Lina responds to Discord messages that showed the org approach players under contract. Okay, so the whole point of the TSM Discord messages to our fans was to show that we did try for these big roster moves. We did not approach players directly. 100% went through management. The buyout that we offered was to Clutch and Schalke, not to the players themselves. And I felt okay talking about these incidences since they are really far in the past. Clutch is no longer even in the LCS at any point. If there were any issues, teams would have reported TSM to Riot. In both incidences, the past ones are the most recent trade. We worked with the teams and Riot to make sure that everything is aboard. And then obviously Thorn makes his video. Holy crap. Oh, good lord, Thorn. Oh, lord. Lina, the president of TSM, is in hot water after screenshots from the team's Discord were used in a video by Thorin. In the screenshots, Lina claims to have attempted to approach many players from Europe on behalf of TSM, and that the players she approached were under contract at the time of her reaching out. Inferent Global has confirmed with a source close to the situation that the messages are indeed real and sent by Lina. Other messages shown in the screenshots show Lina stating that TSM's general manager Parth had interest in, at the time, Schalke's AD carry upset, but the organization did not reach a deal after TSM made an offer. Lina also stated that TSM tried to buy out Vulcan from Clutch Gaming, but a deal was not reached between the two organizations either. In League of Legends esports, the term of poaching refers to when a team bypasses speaking to an organization in regards to requesting to speak to one of its players instead of poaching occurs when the organization goes straight for the player despite the status of their contract. While it looks like Vulcan and Upset were not poaching attempts, Lina's admitting to poaching players in Europe under contract is in direct violations of Riot Games' poaching rule. Riot Games' poaching guidelines are stated as follows. All player contracts must be submitted to Riot for approval. When approved, Riot adds the contract to publicly available contract database. Only contracts added to the database will be protected by Riot's poaching rules. The timing of this is rather unfortunate for TSM, who just got finished being investigated by League of Legends Championship Series officials to validate the acquisition of Team Liquid AD carry Doublelift. TSM and Riot Games have been reached out to for comment, but have not issued any reply at this time. This article will continue to be updated regarding the situation. Holy fuck, that's a bombshell.
Honestly, though, why does that matter? That happened like what, a year or two ago?
Yeah. So if
like, why are they even bringing it up?
No, but they're saying that just because she did it before, does that mean she did it now with Doublelift? See, if she already admitted to doing this before, would this be an issue now for doing Doublelift? I mean, I believe in the good in people. I'm gonna still say she didn't do it. Fuck, that's not like a damn
Dude,
sin.
I honestly don't even care.
Yeah, here's the messages if you want to read them later on. Like,
okay,
they already went through with the trade. Like, they obviously investigated this already. Like, this is the messages to prove that she did it before. But it's people are gonna call me a simp and shit, guys. I don't really personally care what you think of me personally. I want to believe in the good in people, and I believe this time around for Double, she didn't do it. Good, yeah, God, dude, call me a simp, call me a fucking loser if you want, or a freaking nagger. You believe in me, man? You believe in me?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Oh man,
it's
dude.
Way out of order.
I understand what they're saying. Like, if she did it before, then she could be liable to do it again. I understand that. But if the trade already went through, then Riot already, kind of went through it. It already went through. They confirmed by the trade going through that she didn't do it. But I don't know, man. But I don't want to keep you too much longer, man. You probably want to go to bed right now.
I am a little tired, not gonna lie.
So, man, anything you want to say before we leave? That was a bombshell dropped at the last minute. Holy shit. And not gonna lie, his girlfriend's actually pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie, though. I'm not even gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I would.
For the longest time, I always thought.
What happened?
I always saw her everywhere on TSM, like shit. That's kind of funny. I've been a TSM fan for so long, and I never knew who she was, ever.
She dated Reginald.
Yeah. Like, it took me forever. I was always like, why is this random ass Zen her shows up, talks about TSM stuff, and then I realized, I think it was a year or two ago, I found out that she was the actual GM.
Someone called Reginald a simp for making a woman the president of TSM.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. I mean, if she worked her ass off to get it, then yeah, she deserves it. But hopefully he didn't just give it to her because that's his ex and he just wants to keep her part of his life. Hopefully that's not the reason why. Hopefully.
Right.
But yeah, see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, most of all. Enjoy. I said at the beginning, it was kind of just less people, but glad James could come on. Sometimes he's a little bit more quiet when everyone's actually here, so it's nice to hear him talk this time around, actually.
Fair, I agree.
Yeah. Internet hugs, but remember our bet. If JDG win, I get a skin. If Top Esports win, you get a skin.
Alright, let me go watch it when it comes.
Oh yeah, let's go. I never lose. No, I literally lost it. Just later, bye, have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Alright.
Hi there, guys! Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more stuff.
Yeah, thank you.